More Star Wars. Fucking yippee. The Maul show is a whole lot of nothing. Not that I expected the 9th Clone Wars sequel to be anything of note, but the whole premise of this one is baffling to me. Maul is a character whose entire story has been told. Not only that, he is a static character by design. He refuses to grow or change, and that's why he ends up losing at the end. He is not a character you can milk, and yet they made a show about him, and it's not very good. To get the obvious out of the way, and there will be some spoilers by the way, yes, the animation is very good. I know that's easy to say for any new Star Wars, but there is actually new talking points here with the paintbrush aesthetic they have going on. It adds a lot of texture to the show that I really liked. They picked 2 of the coolest looking Inquisitors for this show, and their presentation is really cool, and that's basically where my praise ends. This entire show exists for aura farming purposes. Maul looks cool, and he has a cool looking lightsaber, and that's the whole appeal. The fact that they used Duel of the Fates in this opening scene and the finale should tell you all you need to know. It doesn't matter that Duel of the Fates has a meaning and it's not related to Maul, and that Maul actually has his own separate theme song. It sounds cool, so fucking use it. Maul's only purpose this season is to be in fan edits. They tried to give him some introspection at one point in episode 8 of 10, and it's very surface level stuff, but I appreciate the attempt. But Maul can't meaningfully change, and how he ended up with Crimson Dawn around Malachor isn't a particularly gripping question, so the main character of this show just inherently has zero potential. Him wanting to take down Sidious is an interesting place to take his character, but the existence of Rebels completely demolishes any potential interest I might have in it. We know he doesn't succeed, and we know he doesn't die, so why should I care? Thankfully, the other characters are also boring. I honestly kind of like Lawson, but it's only because he's voiced by Wagner Moura. I fucking love Wagner Moura. Aside from that, he is the most generic cop character I have ever seen. Oh no, he wants to do good in the system, becoming corrupted, and aw, he can't spend enough time with his son. Bro, are we fucking for real? Devin is just... why? Like, oh my god, another fucking Order 66 survivor. We haven't seen that before. And why would you introduce another fucking child-adjacent character into one of these shows? Like, yes, her story is at least not the exact same archetype as Omega or Grogu or Baby Leia, who are all the same character recycled. But why even come close? You could have done anything. Her and Maul's relationship is not nearly interesting enough to justify this. If you want Maul to have like a sidekick to corrupt, you know who you could have used? Fucking Kira, and you would then build from the only plot thread Maul has left instead of filling in gaps that don't need explaining. If you really want to force users for Maul to corrupt, fucking whatever, fine, Devin can stay. I just wish her story wasn't so easily predictable. From episode 1 I could tell exactly what Devin's character arc would be. The parallel between her and Riley at the very end is the only time the show did anything remotely noteworthy with her. The only interesting part about Daki is seeing a master survive Order 66 with his Padawan. You know, a few more survivors and we're gonna have a talk about the thematic importance of Luke and how he was so important because the Jedi had been gone for 2 decades. All I'm saying is Cal Kestis better die or turn to the dark side in the next game, and Ahsoka Tano is a fucking fraud who was character assassinated by not helping the rebellion out. Anyway, that was a neat aspect of the Daki and Devin relationship since we don't see that very often, but aside from that, I didn't have much of a reason to care about him. I think his entire story was very obvious and I was only hoping he'd survive just so we wouldn't have to go through the most predictable character beats of the show. And that got on my face. Two Boots had like the most bare bones redemption I've seen in a while, and his whole arc just felt like a Sparks Notes version of much better characters. And I also want to complain about Maul's crew for a second. Spybot is the most irritating piece of shit I've ever seen. He wasn't funny and I cheered when he died. I went back and forth on Vario a lot. He has his annoying moments, but overall I think I like him just fine, and he's also the same species as Rats Tyrell, so that helps. But everyone else, I just don't understand why they can't be actual characters. None of them have any real character moments or substantive traits, and the sad thing is, I had no expectations for them too. Like, that should not be the norm. Rook Cass, the Mandalorians, and the Zabraks have so much screen time, and at no point was I given any reason to be gripped in their story. When they all got kirked in the final 2 episodes, I felt nothing. Like, I'm sorry to bring this up, but every character in Andor was so captivating. I was invested in all of the main characters, all the people who were only in a few scenes. I cared about Lonnie, the Gormans, the people of Ferrix, Mon Mothma's family, anyone and everyone who was on screen. And here, we just have a whole group of supporting characters with so much potential, and there's not even an attempt to get me to care. Anyway, I also have issues with the story, believe it or not. So the show starts off as a story meant to explore the criminal underworld of Star Wars, an idea with a lot of potential. Now, I don't have faith in an animated Star Wars show to explore the complexities of something like the crime world, but it still could be pretty decent. But almost immediately, they scrap all of that, and this becomes another show where we have to fight the Empire. I don't understand why we can't have any other villains in this franchise. That Mandalorian movie is about to come out, and they're still fighting the Empire. The Empire's fucking gone. Do anything else. Especially after Andor just gave us the best depiction of the Empire in any Star Wars media, I'm just so tired of the Empire being stand-in villains because it's Star Wars and we have to have them fight stormtroopers. Darth Vader showed up and I clapped. He shows up at the end and it's just reheated Star Wars nachos. Like, recognizability is the only reason for any of this. They know people like it, so they just inserted it in, even though the show would be so much better if the Empire was just not involved in the story. Vader's only here so fans can gawk at seeing him again, because oh no, he hasn't appeared on screen in like 3 years. Side note, I'm seeing people ask for a Luke Skywalker show on Twitter because he's only in 5 movies. Guys, can we please raise our standards? At least it's better than the people asking for a Vader show. I think episode 9 was pretty good. The fight at the end was fucking raw. By episode 10, all the lightsabers swooshing became white noise. Although Maul trying to figure out who Vader is was a cool character moment. Also, I don't usually nitpick plot details, but how did Dryden Voss get his ship down to the planet? Did the Empire not set up a blockade? Whatever, it doesn't matter. This is just another story relying on remember that. Everything original to the show is like screenwriting 101 level tropes, and everything else is a reminder that Star Wars is unable to do anything new anymore. This franchise cannot grow or change, so in a way, they picked the perfect protagonist. Luckily for it, it probably won't be the worst Star Wars release this month, but I just don't care anymore, man. I was gonna give it a 5, but after the admittedly decent finale 2-parter, you know what? I'll be nice. 5.5 out of 10.